right? Next, please. Okay. So here's the swirls of pavement, and so the kids can form different games in there, and there's probably enough pavement, I think, to do. There's still enough pavement to do everything the kids want to do. So from here, you have these sculpted mounds, and I'll show you other pictures. Amphitheater that we have donated by Jeunesse Concrete. It's a concrete block amphitheater, so there's a big thing donated. Now we need to get a backhoe to dig the trench, put the gravel in, and people field it. We have the material donated. So if you have, you know, brothers, husbands, friends that have this stuff, we have a list of things you could sign up and do. So then you have a log walk, boulder walks, and these are those, but I have other slides of that. And then you have, we're going to redo the whole drainage system, so you're not just having the storm drainage come here, disappear, and then disappear from your eye completely. You have, so it creates this blind spot. But what we want to do is recondition, create a stone stream where that is, so you get storm drainage infiltration into the soil, and the kids have a place to play with the stones and not have pictures. So what we do is we clean the water from the parking lot as it's going off-site, so we don't just dump oily water into that back swale that I had before. So hopefully by the time the water gets there, it has a chance to go into the soil and come in contact with microbial activity and plant activity, and have those things eat the pollutants in the storm water that comes off the parking lot. What I also did here was I reconfigured the athletic fields, because it's no more like the organized sports, so you don't need a 50 by 100 football field. You have T-ball, you have Strawberry Festival, Kids Day. So we're going to reintroduce meadow grasses and flowers and clumps of trees out in that landscape, so that this comes out. And I'll show you the other side. So so it has different spaces, and it has all sorts of other plant diversity in there. And in between that edge will be the nature walk that Vicki alluded to earlier. So I'll go through some of those elements in detail now. Next, please. So here are my neighbors, Kate, Peter Adams. And this was a picture taken by Deb Cram on the Seacoast Online for the earlier story that was in May or June. And this was a grove of the multiflora rose. And so we were just tagging the plants. But next, please. So that's what it looks like now. So that grove is gone. And next, please. And you can see that art. So this is a fine. Vicki had this on her YouTube. This is kind of a room that I think was discovered by Ellen Breed of the school board. Ellen liked to work by herself, whereas Randy and everybody else were actually teaming up on things. Ellen would disappear, and she made a room out of this fall, I think that's a willow, that was just covered with the multiflora rose. So there's the Ellen Breed reading room back here. It was the funniest thing. And then, so that's a cool little room. It's still kind of, like you can see, it still looks a little ragged out there because it's still a work project, but you can see that there's some fun things going on. Next. So you can, this is some of the brush that we pulled out, and York tree chipped it up. Next. A couple other shots of this is like the activity that we did. So next. So, and since that clearing, and Vicki touched on this again, thoroughness over YouTube, is that the kids had reclaimed that space. They were collecting little crab apples, right? And they had stones that had marks on them, and they had I don't know what they were doing, but the fact that they were doing something back there was... I think it's a positive thing. But they had reclaimed. There's a fort. I mean, it's full of the dead leaves from the stuff that we had, but they had fashioned it to recreate a fort. So there's really good things going on back there, and it just kind of confirmed all of our hunches about what could happen. Next. Okay, remember that shot with all the drainage lines that we removed? Okay, part of this new storm drainage plan that was proposed by me, but designed by civil engineering right over there, right over on Main Street here. There's a berm across this. There's a berm across this ditch, and I set this pole here with my hat is about the height of the berm. So that berm has to be constructed with another pipe, putting these rocks back in there. So we need somebody with an excavator to come in with soil that we excavate out from the drainage above that area, bring the soil here, pack it in, and create a berm. So we need an excavator and a guy that's really skilled with an excavator to do this work. So that's where it's going to be, and then there's going to be a walkway on top of that that links to the wider trail system. Next, please. Okay, this is a sketch I did. This shows you the type of, this is part of that rain garden, the dry stone stream rain garden when it has water. So this is a cross section. So we have a ditch, we excavate out to create that ditch, put a filter fabricated, fill it with stone, have a linear water bar. The water sits on the backside, it gets impounded on the backside, and then it raises up, flows over that, puddles here, and then goes down to that place where the berm is, goes under a pipe, and hopefully gets cleaned out. Or the idea is that it's slowing it down, giving it a chance to sit in the soil, creates cleaner water. So this is what it could look like. Next, please. This is another picture of what it could look like. This is Portland, Oregon, which is one of the leaders in stormwater management and trying to create these infiltration zones for stormwater. This is at their Portland Conference Center. Really huge building. This actually won a National Design Award. So this is the type of environment that this still has sitting water in it. Ours will have temporarily sitting water and then it goes out. Next, please. There's another view of that. So there's a quarry in York that told me that they can donate remnant stone. Right? It's over on the other side of Agametz. They have, so I have a list of this. We're going to need, I think it's, 150 stones all we need somebody to truck that stone over here, take it off the truck, and we need stonemasons to set it. So you can see how there's a list of things to do and skills to match up to the list of things to do and materials to match up to that set of lists. But I think I can get the stone. We need to get it delivered, and we need someone to manipulate it on the ground.
Or Mo can get